Hello, everyone. I'm Akash, and I'm representing our team HackerBeans for the HackASU Hackathon hosted by Claude Builder Club. And our project is UNBORED. So, starting off, I'd like to introduce our team. It's myself, Akash, Pranjal, Akshaya, and Sachin. And as you can see, we all come from different parts of the IT domain, and we've all come together to make this tool for you. So, what is our project really? It's all about the onboarding process. We all know that one of the worst things that a junior dev and subsequently his manager or senior dev goes through is trying to onboard him onto a huge, already established code base. Because the last thing a junior developer with imposter syndrome needs is a 20,000 line, 40 modules, and 250 dependency code base to waste a week trying to understand. Because we all know he's going to come running back to his mentor to try and have it explained to him anyway. And people often ask, but did you read the documentation? But the documentation often sucks and is outdated and often inconsistent and convoluted as well. We think there's a better way. And I'm going to demonstrate this by demoing our product to you. So let's take a look at our project repository. This is the tool that we've been making. So if someone wanted to contribute to this or try to understand this, how would they go about it? Of course, we are all familiar with the READMEs. Of course, I can see that we have to clone this repository, I have to install a bunch of dependencies. There's some prerequisites mentioned here, but what does that mean really? Once I've done all this, where do I go from there? You have to read the code, right? So let me try and do that. I'll go into this first directory and I'm just greeted with three more directories and another README for some reason, and some scripts here, requirements or text. I don't really understand this yet. What if I go one more layer deep? It's just another bunch of Python scripts. And if I open any one of these up, I really don't know what's happening. And I'd probably have to spend all day, if not all week, trying to figure it out. So how do we fix this? Well, it's simple. We bully Claude into reading the code for you. Because we don't want this. We don't want a junior dev coming in trying to refactor one module and ruin the entire dependency stack. What we want instead is to simply clone the repository. As you can see, I'm in the repository here. We have all the same files. And all I have to do is run the script. So I point to the project directory that I want to produce onboarding documentation for. In this case, it is the very repository that I'm in. So I'm going to give the root path. And I'm also going to mention the GitHub repository so that the script can get any extra context from the issues and pull requests, etc. And watch the magic happen. All a junior dev needs to do is run this script, which will soon turn into a Python package for even faster deployment and installation, and just sit back and relax. Right now, the Claude API using Amazon Bedrock is generating an onboarding document just for me. And the best thing is, every time a junior dev, or any dev rather, tries to contribute to this project and pulls the code, and they run the script, the onboarding documentation is always going to be 100% up to date because it uses the current state of the repository. So let's just wait another minute for Claude to give us the response. And there we have it. All we need to do now is run this code that it's given us. And as you can see, we've used Docusaurus to create a documentation website using Markdown files. It's the standard industry standard with how GitHub documentation also goes these days. So once this opens up, we're going to see the magic happen. And there we have it. Our documentation website is ready. As you can see, it's opened up here, and there we go. Onboard, the Claude Builder HackASU repository. Let's learn about this repository, shall we? Okay, so Claude has given us a way to understand the code base. It's told us that there are two main components to this repository. It's told us how the code organization works, the flow of modules and dependencies between each other. I even get use case specific information like when will I use the CLI directory, when I have to modify how repositories are analyzed, or data flow paths. We also have a graph visualization here. So all the nodes, all the components of this repository are visualized here along with their dependencies to each other. Not just that, but Claude has also gone through all the issues that are currently open and recently closed issues to tell me what issues I might have. So the JSON-L output format is critical. The graph visualization is sensitive to data schema changes. All of this information that a README could never give you, Claude has given it to me in under 2 minutes. And this is how we're trying to revolutionize onboarding and make it easier for everyone involved. Going back to our presentation now. This is how it works. The scanner peeks into your project and analyzes and extracts key files using common patterns by generating a graph of dependencies and references. And then processing occurs where we turn that into a structured format of data that can be fed into the Claude API. The Claude API using Amazon Bedrock then creates an explanation of the system design, tech stack, and component responsibilities. And finally, we turn that response into a website using Docusaurus to generate a documentation website akin to following all industry standards of today. There is some future work to be done, of course. Over the past 24 hours, we've managed to get all this working, but we still need to use multi-prompt querying with Claude to ensure that in cases where dependencies or tech stacks are unclear because of the lack of readmes and config files, we can infer that information from the graphs and dependencies, etc., using Claude. We also want to implement module level documentation so that we don't just have an overview, but also module specific usage instructions for new developers. And finally, since we're just using Amazon Bedrock right now, we want to make this configurable so any organization or individual can use their own GitHub and Claude API access. And with that, I conclude the presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.